Hello learners, welcome to lesson 11 in statistics and probability. And this is all about identifying regions under the normal curve corresponding to different standard normal variables. So for our lesson objectives, you're expected to identify areas corresponding to each z-value under the normal curve, find the area that corresponds to each z-value using the z-table, and cite real-life scenarios where z-scores are used. So for this lesson, we will be using the z-table. So I hope you have your z-tables with you. And this is also called the table of areas under the normal curve. So kung makikita natin dito, this part, yung mga numbers na nakikita nyo in decimal forms with 4 decimal places, tinatawag natin itong areas under the normal curve. So kung paano gagamitin ang table na ito at kung paano nakakatulong ito, we will know that later. So let's have a recap. First, we have here the word area since we will be dealing with areas under the normal curve. So how do you understand the word area? So for example, meron tayong piece of land or lupa nyo or kwarto mo na kahugis niya yung square. So, if you want to determine the space or the extent of measurement of a surface, so kung gaano ba siya kalawak, yes. So, you are already determining the area. So, the total space or the extent of measurement occupied by these lines, inside these lines, the surface inside these lines, kung gaano siya kalawak or gaano kalapad, that is already the area. Another one, same with this, if yan yung hugis ng land or surface or any space, so if you want to determine the measurement of that, then you are already determining the area. So area is synonymous to region. So just imagine the map of the Philippines. The map of the Philippines is divided into different regions. At ang bawat region ay may sukat kung gaano siya kalawak, and yun ay may kanya-kanyang area sila. So that is already area. So from our previous lessons, you have already learned about the standard normal curve and its characteristics. So this time, we will get to know more about our curve. So as a recap, our mean is found at the center of our curve, which is equal to 0. And the standard deviation is equal to 1. So that's the distance from the mean. And the scores under the normal curve is what we call the z-scores or the z-values. And we have here the 6 z-scores from -3 to +3. So we can also have z-scores or z-values between these values. So take note that the z-score or z-values are simply the areas under the normal curve. So for example, if we have z is equal to 1, meaning we have an area that is equivalent to z, which is labeled as, or the z-value, which has a z-value of 1. So, example, if we're taking the area of z, which is equal to 1, we mean that by that is by looking at the area covered from 0, from the mean, up to that given z-value. So, again, we have here areas, or we can have areas between two z-values. For example, what is the area? The area between -1 to +1. So these are all areas under the normal curve. So we can find areas under the normal curve. More simply, there are areas under the normal curve. So when we speak of region, we are referring to the area of that region. Example, from between -2 and -1, we have here the region from -2 to -1. So this is the area, the shaded part from -2 to -1 is the area of this region. We will be using z-table to find areas under the normal curve. So it is very important that you have your own, or you have with you your z-table, so that you can find areas, because if wala ka nito, you will not be able to find, because we cannot search any areas under the normal curve except for the z-table. So, dyan lang natin makikita yung areas under the normal curve. Let's proceed to examples. Find the area that corresponds to each of the following z values. Number 1, z is equal to 5 tenths. Number 2, z is equal to negative 1 and 52 hundredths. So observe that our z values, it is either one digit z value, or it has 2 digits. The z value has 3 digits. So most of our z values contain 3 digits, just like in our number 2, which is negative 1 and 5200. So it has 3 digits, which are negative 1, 5, and 2. In our example number 1, z is equal to 5 tenths. It only has 2 digits, which is 0 and 5, which are 0 and 5. So observe that if it has no third digit, automatically the last digit or the third digit is 0. Since example, 5 tenths is also equal to 0.50. And by the way, it doesn't affect the z value. Only that in finding the areas under the normal curve, later, you will understand why do we need to count how many digits do we have, and why do we have to put 0 on the third digit if it has no digit. Kapag walang digit dito, ibig sabihin 0 yan. Number 1, we're going to find the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 0.5. So first, we're going to find or draw a curve, and hahanapin natin saan si 0.5. So it is in the middle of 0 and 1. So andito siya. Now, if it's not specified in the given, so andito, z value lang yung given natin. So ibig sabihin, we are looking for the area from 0 or from the mean to the given z value. So this time, we're looking for the area from 0 na sakop, from 0 to 0.5 or 5 tenths. So ito yung shaded area. This shaded region is what we are looking for. So this is the area that we are looking for. So to do that, first we're going to find the first 2 digits in our row 0.5. To take note, our given z value has only 2 digits. So by that, we're looking for, first, titingin tayo sa row ng 0.5. By the way, as a review, our table, it has 2 parts. It contains rows, yung pahiga natin are called rows. So nasa ilalim siya, yung z-scores ay nasa ilalim ng z. Kapag patayo siya, so nasa right ng z, tinatawag natin itong column. So pag patayo, vertical. If it is vertical, we are dealing with columns. So again, the first step is we will look at the rows. Hahanapin natin sa rows kung nasaan ba si 0.5. So dito natin siya hahanapin. So the numbers under z or sa rows. And we will the 0.5 or 5 tenths is located here, is found here. Next, after looking for the first 2 digits, ano yung next step? Locate the third digit in column 0.00. So observe that our given has only 2 digits. So again, as previously mentioned, if it has only 2 digits, automatically the last digit or the third digit will be 0. So in step 2, we're going to locate the third digit in column 0.00 since our last digit is 0. So by the way, your z-scores or your z values are divided into 2 parts. So the first 2 digits are located in rows. So the first 2 digits are located or are placed in rows, and the last digit is found or are placed in columns. So andito yung mga last digit natin or yung third digit natin. So here, since our third digit is located in column 0.00, so here is our third digit. Next is we're going to take the area value at the intersection of row 0.5 and 0.00 on column 0.00. So hanapin lang natin kung saan sila nagtagpo, yung intersection ng row at ng column. So a while ago, we have located the row and the column. So this is the first 2 digits These are the first two digits. This is where we can find 0.5 in the column, or the last or the third digit is found in column 0.00. So their intersection is exactly the area, which is 1915. So automatically yung intersection ng row at ng column is the area value. So therefore, the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 5/10, is 1915. So going back to our graphical representation, we're going to label the area as, so this area, this region covered, which corresponds to 0.5 or 5/10, has an area value of 1915 10,000s. Example number 2. So we have a negative z value. Find the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to negative 1.52 or negative 1 and 52 hundredths. So first, we're going to locate where can we find the z value. So since it is negative, it is found to the left of the mean. So andito siya, to the left of the mean. And it is found in the middle, almost gitna ng negative 1 at negative 2 natin. So again, if it is not specified, automatically, the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to negative 1 and 52 hundredths, is between, or it is from the mean. The area is from the mean up to the given z value, which is negative 1.52. So that is why we shade the region from the mean, from 0 up to negative 1.52. So this is the area that we are looking for. So what is the first step in looking or in finding the area? So again, we're going to find the first two digits in row 1.5. So again, we're going to determine what is our first two digits. So again, since we do not have negative z values under the normal curve, negative value indicates only that it is located, or it is placed to the left of the mean. So the negative value it just indicates the direction, or the placement of our scores. If it is to the left of the mean or to the right. So if it is positive, it is to the right of the mean. If it is negative, it is to the left of the mean. And we don't have areas which are negative. So all are positive. So again, the first two digits are 1 and 5, or 1.5 and 5/10. We're going to find the first two digits in row 1 and 5/10. So makikita natin siya right here. So andito siya. Now, after finding out the first two digits, the next step is we're going to locate the third digit in the column of 200. So hahanapin natin yan sa column which is to the right of z. So hanapin natin saan ba si 0.02 or 200 sa column. So andito siya. So that is our third digit. Now, after finding the third digit, ano yung gagawin natin? We will look for the intersection, the area, which is the intersection of the row, which is 1.5, and the column, which is 0.02. So, by doing that, so dapat matatalas yung mga paningin nyo, saan ba sila nag-intersect, saan sila nagkasundo or nag-coincide. Saan sila nag-coincide or nagtagpo. So, andito siya. So, ito naman sila yung pinagtagpo sila at tinadhana sa area na 0.4357 or 4,357 10,000. So, this is their area intersection. So, therefore, the area that corresponds to z-score, which is negative 1.52 to the left of the mean, is equal to 4,357 10,000. So this is the measurement of the area. This is the area the extent of the measurement of the surface or ang lawak ng region. So this is the area. So I hope you get that. In our example number 3, find the area greater than z equals positive 1. So we also have to find areas which are greater than or less than a certain z value. So in here, in our example number 3, we have here the given which is greater 1. So this greater, this word which is greater is also the clue kung saan ba natin makikita, kung saan ba natin makahanap yung area na kailangan nating hanapin, or yes, kailangan nating hanapin. So this is already greater than. So first step is we're going to graph the indicating z value and its corresponding area. So hahanapin natin saan ba yung area na greater than z, which is yes, z is equal to 1. So andito siya, since we are talking about greater, so ibig sabihin nasa kanan siya. So again, pag greater than ang word na na-encounter nyo, it is found to the right of the mean. So again, if it is greater than, it is found to the right, nasa kanan siya. So we will first, we're going to locate where is our positive 1, where is our z value. So andito siya, z is equal to 1. Z is equal to 1. Nandito siya. Now, where can we find greater than? Where can we find values which are greater than 1? So, syempre, nandito siya sa kanan. Nandito yung mga values na greater than 1. So, ito yung area na hahanapin natin na sakop. So, ito yung area na sakop ng values na greater than 1. So, isa-shade lang natin hanggang sa katapusan ng ating curve, which is to the right of the mean. So, ito yung hahanapin natin. So, ano yung area? Gaano ito kalawak? So, ano yung sukat ng region na to? So, that is the first step. Now, after that, what are we going to do? So, next is use the z table to find the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1. Before we're going to locate the area, before finding the area greater than z, which is equal to 1, we need first to solve the areas that area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1. Since in our z table, wala tayong areas that are greater than z, which is equal to 1. So kailangan lang natin hanapin yung value first ng z, which is equal to 1. So again, when we are looking for an area for a certain z value, that means that we are looking in the area from the mean, which is 0, up to the given z value. So this shaded region is what we are looking for. So we're going to use the z table again. If we have a z value which is only 1 digit, automatically the last 2 digits are 0. So, from our z table, we're going to find the first 2 digits in row 1.0. So, here is our 1.0, and the last digit is 0. So, under the column 0.00. So, the intersection is here, which has a value of 3,413 10,000s. Automatically, this area has a value of 3,413 10,000s. So, after nating mahanap yung area from z is equal to 1, so ito yung nahanap natin kanina, the area from 0 to 1, or from the mean to 1, kailangan nating hanapin yung area na to. This is the pink shaded, or yes, the light red or pink, this colored shaded region, ito yung hinahanap natin, which is the area greater than z is equal to 1. So, hindi ito yung hinahanap natin. So, kinuha lang natin yung area na to para makatulong na makita or mahanap or masukat natin kung gaano kalawak itong region na to. So, alam natin ang area na to is equal to 3,413 10,000. So, ito yung sukat niya. Now, para malaman natin kung gaano kalawak ang area from which is greater than z, greater than z equal to 1, which is equal to 1. So, anong gagawin natin? Just subtract 5/10 to get the remaining area. Why 5/10? So, alam natin that the total area under the normal curve is 1 or 100%. And since the line segment divides the curve into two equal parts, so hahatiin natin yung 100% or yung 1 into two equal parts. So, this part is 0.5 and this part is also 0.5. So, susulatan natin siya. So, this is, yung sukat nito is 5/10 or 50%. Yung kabila naman is also 5/10 or 50%, which is equal, kung i-add natin yung dalawa, this is equal to 1. So, half is 0.5, another half is 0.5. So, again, we will subtract this area from 0 to 1, or z is equal to 1, from 0.5 para mahanap natin yung natitirang area, which is the colored region, which is greater than z is equal to 1. So, 0.5 minus 0.3413, or 5/10 minus 3,413 10,000s, is equal to 1,587 10,000s. So, the area which is greater than z is equal to 1 is 1,587 10,000. So, eto yun. Ang area na to is 1,587 10,000. So, kapag i-add natin yung dalawa, yung 1,587 10,000 and 3,413 10,000, it is equal to 0.5 or 5/10, which is the kabuuan ng half ng normal curve. So, again, this region is this. Ito siya. Ito yung lawak niya. Okay, so next. So, this time we have another example. Find the area less than z equals positive 1. So, this time we have an area which is less than z, which is equal to 1. So, first, we're going to draw the normal curve indicating the z value and its corresponding area. So, hahanapin natin para ma-picture out natin kung ano yung area na hinahanap natin. So, our starting point is z is equal to 1. So, andito siya. Positive z equals to 1. So, andito yung z value, ang z-score natin na 1. So, analyzing the words less than, pag sinabi natin less than, since the words greater than means it is to the right of a number, this time, pag sinabi natin less than, it is the opposite. So, ito is to the left of the number. So, it is to the left of z, which is equal to 1. So, from 1 up to negative 3, up to the last part or the last portion of our curve, which is to the left of 1. So, ito yung hinahanap nating area. So, this is the shaded region. So, we're going to find the value of this area. So, gaano ba siya kalawak? Now, observe the curve that if this is the half of the curve, so may sobra siya na from 0 to 1. So, this is already the half of the curve. So, our area, which is less than z equals to 1, it is more than half of the curve. So, kailangan nating una hanapin yung area na sasakop ng from 0 to 1. So, or, kailangan nating mahanap yung value, yung area na to. Yung area value from 0 to 1. So, it is also equal to z equals to 1. So, kailangan nating mahanap yung area na to. So, alam na from our previous example, we have found out that the area which corresponds to z, which is equal to 1, is 3,413. So, that is the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1. So, again, if walang words na greater than, less than, if walang specifications kung nasaan yung area natin, automatic it is from 0 to 1. Or if it is from 0 or any number or any z value. So, Again, pag walang words, pag hindi na-specify kung anong area, automatic it is from 0 to that certain z value. So here, the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1, so ibig sabihin, the area from 0 to 1, so ang area na to is equal to 3,413. So after mahanap yung area from 0 to 1, or from z which is equal to 1, which is 3,413, ang kailangan nating hanapin is ito, yung remaining area. And automatically, alam naman natin na ito ay half of the curve, which is equivalent to 0.5. So this is already 0.5. Now, observe the figure. Kapag nakikita nyo yung figure na yan, ay yung ano yung gagawin natin sa dalawang area na to para malaman natin yung area from 1 up to here, up to -3, or the area which is less than 1. Siyempre, simply add the two areas. So, i-add lang natin yung area na to at ang area which is half of the curve na sakop niya para malaman natin kung gaano kalawak ang area which is less than z equals to 1. So, by doing that, 5/10 plus 3,413 is equal to 8,413. So, therefore, the area less than z equals 1 is 8,413. So, yan yung lawak niya. It is approximately equal to 84 and 13% also. So, ito yung area na sakop ng z, or less than z equals to 1. I hope you get the process. So next, we have here the word between. So between, specify siya. So between. Compute the area that is z is between -1 and -2. So first, andito na siya. I-graph muna natin para ma-visualize natin yung area na hinahanap natin. So we're going to compute or find the value of the area that is bounded by values which are -2 and -1. So we're going to find this shaded area. Ano yung value ng shaded area na to, which is between -1 and -2. So anong gagawin natin first? So first, we're going to use the z table to find the area that corresponds to z, which is 1, equal to 1, and z which is equal to 2. The negative value simply indicates that the z-score is at the left side. Again, wala tayong negative areas. Negative lang, ibig sabihin na sa kanan, kaliwa siya ng ating mean, or it is found at the left side. So the area is still positive. If our z-scores are negative, the area is still positive because wala naman tayong negative na area again. So, analyze first the curve. Paano natin mahahanap yung area na to? Ano yung gagawin natin first? So, again, first, we're going to find the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1. So, kahit na -1 ito, since wala tayong negative sa z value, so, just take the absolute value of this number which is positive. So, kailangan natin hanapin yung area which corresponds to z is equal to 1. So, ibig sabihin, kailangan natin hanapin yung area na to para makatulong sa paghanap natin sa area na to. So, by doing that, so again, ito yung hinahanap nating area para makatulong sa atin sa paghanap ng area na to. So, first, you have here clues. So, we're going to find the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1. And another one, para makatulong din, we're going to find the value of the area which is equal to z, which is equal to 2. So, after natin mahanap yung area na to, which is equal from 0 to 1, hahanapin din natin yung area from 0 to 2. Para mahanap natin yung between -2 and -1. So, by that, kapag nahanap na natin yung area from 0 to 1 and from 0 to -2, malalaman na natin kung ano yung area na to. Okay, so from our z table, the area that corresponds to z, which is equal to 1, alam na natin yan, it is equal to 3,413 10,000s. And the z value, the area that corresponds to z, which is 2, positive 2. So again, this is 0.3413 or 3,413. And next is we're going to find this area. So from our z table, it is the area that corresponds to 2. So it is 2.00. So andito siya, mahahanap natin siya. This is the area that corresponds to 2.0 or 2. Z value, which is 2. It is equal to 4,772 10,000s. So ang area na to has a value of 4,772. So alam na natin yung area from 0 to 1 or negative 1 up to 0 to negative 2. What is the next step? And after we have found the area from 0 to 2 or z is equal to 2 and the area from z is equal to 1 or from 0 to 1, pwede na nating ma-solve or yes, ma-compute yung area that is between negative 1 and negative 2. By simply looking at the figure, ano yung operation na gagamitin natin? Anong fundamental operation na gagamitin natin para mahanap natin yung area which is negative between negative 1 and negative 2? So we simply subtract the two areas to get the area between them. So isubtract lang natin yung area from 0 to 1 and from area ng 0 to 1 from 0 to 2 para yung matitira, which is the area between negative 2 and negative 1. So by doing that, so the area from z is equal to 2 is equal to 4,772 10,000s, and the area from which is z is equal to 1 is 3,413 10,000s. So subtracting the two areas, we get 1,359 10,000s, which is the value or the area value of the two z scores, which is negative 1 and negative 2. Thus, the area between negative 1 and negative 2 is 1,359 10,000s. So, which is the value of this shaded region? Negative 1 and negative 2. So, I hope you get the process. And I hope nakatulong ito when you encounter these kinds of problem. Again, we have greater than, less than, and between. And you also have learned how to get the areas of that corresponds to these scores. It's your time to answer exercises under the activity proper, and do not forget to write your reflections in your journal. That would be all. Thank you for watching.